Hey, Shalom. This is the brother Abaya back here once again. Before I get started, like always, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rechacha Kodash. Double honors to my teachers, the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the hopeful elect. I want to touch on the topic that just because something is normal doesn't make it natural, right? Just because something is normal doesn't make it natural. There's a lot of things within today's society that is normal. All right, you see it all around you. You're accustomed to being around it and seeing it. It's normal to you. But it doesn't mean that it's natural, right? Just because you see something all the time, just because you're accustomed to being around it, doesn't mean that it's natural, or you've just become normalized to it, right? There's a lot of things that are normal, but in actuality, they're abnormal. If we were living in an upright society, and I'm gonna go into a couple of those things. But first, let's get the etymology of both of these words, normal and natural, right? When you get the etymology of the word normal, it says typical, right? Common. Something that's common, regular, the usual, right? Typical. It's typical to see women gadding abroad freely, wearing whatever type of clothing they want to wear. If they want to show cleavage, they can show cleavage. If they want to show their ass cheeks, they can show their ass cheeks. They can walk around with their head uncovered. They can move around freely without their father, their brother, or their husband, or the man that's courting them. They can move freely, right? That's a normal sight to see in today's society. It's very, very normal. Doesn't mean that it's natural, right? It's typical to see that, but is it natural? Let's get the etymology for the word natural. The etymology for the word natural means hereditary, innate, by birth, or as if by birth, of nature, right? Of the world, of nature. So what is the nature of a woman without it being affected by man's lust and desires, wants, all right, and opinions and emotions? What is a woman's nature without all those things affecting it? What is a man's nature without emotions, desires, and wants, and passions, and lusts affecting it? What is a man's true nature? All right, so natural is just, when the Lord created man, when the Lord created woman, when the Lord created the earth, what did he intend for them to be in their natural state? What way of living did he intend the natural way of living? Not what's normal for you, not the society you grew up in. If a child is born in today's time, right? If a child that's coming into the world today is born in the year 2025, it's going to be normal for him to see society as it is, right? The way it's already up and running. But that doesn't mean it's natural. It doesn't mean it's in its natural state. Let's get the natural way of living in Genesis. Genesis, the first chapter, of course. But since I brought up the woman first, let's go to the second chapter, actually, where the woman is created for man. And over here in Genesis chapter 2, verse 18, it says, "And the Lord power Yahweh said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make an helpmeet for him." And when you go into the word helpmeet, it means a helper unlike unto himself. So a man is supposed to have a helper like unto himself, a woman to his aid that is like unto himself, all right? When you get with a woman, especially if she's never been with a man, and you have sex with her, you deal with her, you'll notice she starts to adopt a lot of your attributes, a lot of your mannerisms, a lot of your speech, a lot of the way you move around. She becomes accustomed to the things that you like to do, and she learns those things, and she starts to like it. Shit, even if whether she's been with a man before or not, in a lot of cases, a woman always takes on, the personality of the man that she deals with. That's why when you get with these women, they're so corrupted because they've dealt with so many different personalities of men that they've been influenced by so many different spirits. So it's impossible to pair a bond with a woman that's been defiled with so many different spirits and corrupted already, especially if she's had sex with these men, because that's an even deeper connection. But a woman is supposed to be a helper unto a man. She's not supposed to be trying to control a man. She's not supposed to be trying to run a man's life, all right? Calling your phone, and if you don't pick up, she gets mad at you, and now she's punishing you, and now she wants to go on a girls' night out and be a whore and, make you jealous. Dumb shit. It's stuff that's normal in this society, but it's not natural, all right? A woman is supposed to be what? Let me get it. Should be over here somewhere in Titus, the 2nd chapter, one of my favorite passages. Bear with me one moment. Yes, so this is Titus chapter 2, verse 3. It says, the aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers. All right, a lot of women, they scream rape, they scream a man has did this to them, did that to them, he beat me, and a lot of times you find out that she was the initiator of the violence. The man didn't even do shit. A lot of these women are false accusers. It's normal in this society, but it's not natural. The Lord is saying a woman should not be a false accuser. It says not given to much wine. All these women, you'll find them at bars, you'll find them at lounges, you'll find them smoking weed, you'll find them getting drunk all the time, drinks. That's the thing they like to do. They like to go out, get drunk, have fun. The Lord said a woman is not supposed to be given too much wine. But that's normal in this society for a woman to do that. But it's not natural. It says a teacher of good things. Women in this society teach other women to flaunt their wop, their wet-ass pussy, to shake their ass, to twerk, to become harlots, to become proudful and boastful against men, to challenge men, to compete with men. That's normal in this society, but it's not natural. Verse 4, it says that they may teach the young woman to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet. These women are not discreet. The word discreet means practically hidden, all right? And there's mystery to her, all right? Your woman should be covered up head to toe. You shouldn't be able to see the woman's body, her cleavage, the shape of her ass, all the things that you're accustomed to seeing in today's society when women are wearing jeans and these tight shirts, especially when they go to these beaches and wearing bikinis. Bikinis is literally from Satan. No woman supposed to be wearing no goddamn bikini. It says discreet, chaste, all right? Yeah, she's supposed to have her chastity. She's supposed to have her purity. The only man that's supposed to have sex with her is one man, and that's the man that she's been betrothed to, the man that courted her to be her husband, and that she should be with that man for the rest of her days. But in this society, you have dating culture, boyfriend and girlfriend. Boyfriend and girlfriend is very, very normal in today's society, but it's not natural. Scriptures doesn't speak about boyfriend and girlfriend. Scriptures speak about being betrothed, you get married, and you stay with that man for the rest of your life. But dating culture, where you can date someone, you're not feeling them by the way they talk, the way they dress. You may not have certain things in common, so you move on to the next person, you date the next person, and then you don't like something about them, you don't agree, you argue, you move on to the next person. A bunch of adulterers, fornication, and just wickedness, all out, this disgusting behavior, especially over here in the daughter of Babylon. It's very normal with dating culture, but it's not natural. Women are supposed to be chaste until marriage, man. It says keepers at home. Women are not keepers at home. I just touched on this, right? They like to go to bars. They like to go out. They like to party. They like to always, even if they got a man, they want the man to take them out. It's always about a man spending money on a woman, all right? Taking her out to eat, taking her to the movies, taking her there, taking her there, buying her this. They don't like staying at home. They don't like to learn hobbies and traits of managing a household, all right? Preparing herbs, preparing dinner, lunch, breakfast, preparing, knowing how to sew clothes, knowing how to take care of wounds, knowing how to, learning about medicines, herbal remedies, all right? Having a little garden they tend to, cleaning, all right? And just, having their own little hobbies that they might want to paint. They might want to learn how to play an instrument. They might want to learn, dancing, whatever. But keep us at home. But these women get bored when you don't take them to Ruby Tuesday or Ruth Chris, whatever expensive restaurant you take them to. Then they want to move on to a man that's willing to take them out all the damn time. They get bored because they don't know how to be a woman. They weren't taught how to be a woman. So that's normal for me to act like that in this society, but it's not natural. And this is the type of shit that we have to deal with because we're under the curses. It says, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of the Most High be not blasphemed. Women are not obedient to men. They don't believe in being obedient. You know what the word obedient means? Let's get it. Etymology of obedient. And I didn't intend for this to be about women, but that's a major thing that's falling off course. Women, but yeah, obedience, right? It says the practice of virtue of submission to a higher power or authority. Dutiful compliance with a command or law. So the woman is supposed to be under the power and authority of her man, her husband. Women in this society are not going to agree with that because it's not normal for them. It's natural in the eyes of the Lord, but it's not normal for these women. So they're not going to agree with that, especially when the serpent and everybody around them is telling them that it's wrong for them to be obedient to a man. It's not right to be under the control of a man, right? Well, my great-grandmother, my grandma she got cheated on. She went through this. She got, when she was obedient to a man, I'd be damned if I'd be like that. I sit at home while you cheat on me. A whole bunch of bullshit. Which a man having another woman is lawful as long as he's bringing her into a marriage, into a family, and building that family union. But the way men do it is off. That's another thing that's normal but not natural. It's not natural for men to just be going from woman to woman to woman to woman to woman and not making them his wives. But we don't live in a time where us as the Hebrew Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, we're not sovereign. We don't have no ownership of any major industry or infrastructure. We don't control our own lands. We don't control our own money. We don't control our own families. We don't control our own sales. We just work for these corporations owned by the enemy that has enslaved us and captured us. So we're bound to their laws and their ways and their rules. We don't have time to be trying to build all these multiple relationships. So it would behoove you, if you got something to deal with on the side, just deal with it on the side. And for however long that lasts, hey, that's however long it lasts. The mindset of a man should be delving in the truth, right? The truth of the Lord. Okay? Not focus on a woman anyways, because the scriptures say, this is not our rest. But it's normal for men to want to chase women and chase money and chase their lust and desires. But the scriptures tell you the whole duty of a man is to serve the Lord, is to serve his creator. All right? In the kingdom, when we're in a righteous society and things are set up upright, you'll be able to have a family with multiple wives and be able to provide for them according to the law. You don't even have the money to take care of multiple women, all right? Like I said, the women of this society want you to fucking take them out and buy them shit all the damn time. So you don't even have the money to entertain multiple women. And even if you were rich and you had the money, it's still off because you're supposed to be making these women your wives, right? But this society doesn't benefit that, so it's thrown off track. But yeah, just because something is normal doesn't make it natural, right? Just because you go into your grocery store and you see fruits and shit without seeds in it, seedless grapes, seedless watermelon, seedless oranges, just because it's normal and you're accustomed to seeing it doesn't make it natural. It's definitely not natural, all right? Let's get that in the scriptures. There's many things in this society that is not natural, but it's normal. Bear me one moment while I find this precept. This is Genesis chapter 1, verse 29, the proper order. The Lord said, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed, to you it shall be for meat. Yeah, so, your fruits you're supposed to have seed. They grow from trees, man. So if it's seedless, it's obviously not natural. It was created in a laboratory. It's normal. It's normal for you to see it, but it's not natural. It's just like a man that puts his seed in a woman. All right, you have seed as a man, right? You're able to get a woman pregnant by your seed. That's natural. You know what's not natural? You know what's unnatural? Two men having sex with each other. But it's normal in this society. It's very normal. Homosexuality is very rampant throughout the world. But it's not normal. But it's not natural. It's normal, but not natural. Book of Romans, let's go there real quick. Romans chapter 1, verse 27. It reads, let's start at verse 26. This is Romans chapter 1, verse 26. For this cause, the Most High gave them up unto vile affections, right? Disgusting actions. For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature, right? It's against nature. It's not natural. Women being with women. It says, and likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, right? It's natural for a man to be with a woman and put his seed in a woman. Burned in their own lust toward one another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their own error, which was meat. So that's normal, but it's not natural, man. You know, two men being together doesn't bring forth life. So what's the opposite of life? Death. And even death in itself is not natural. You got to remember, death is a curse, right? We weren't going back to Genesis. Man wasn't intended to die. Man was intended to live on for eternity, to be immortals. But because of sin, right, we die. Scripture say the transgression of sin is death. The wages of sin is death, right? You transgress and you have the curse of death living in the flesh. These chains of darkness, and you die. It's not natural to die, but it's normal. All right. You're accustomed to people dying, but in the kingdom, we're going to be back under the natural order of immortality, the sons of the Most High, that lineage of the sons of the Most High, the sons of the righteous, which are the Hebrew Israelites. So, yeah, I just wanted to do a lesson touching on that, man. Just because something is normal doesn't make it natural. Just because you're accustomed to seeing it and being around it, rebellious ass kids, these YNs, and all this chaos, people murdering each other, shooting up each other, robbing each other. This shit is normal, but it ain't natural, man. It's off. So you got to remind yourself that, because this society will drive you crazy because it's all around you. But just remind yourself that it's not natural, man. So Lord willing, this was edifying. Until the next time I say shalom.